What up, everyone? It's your boy Jermaine back with another video, and in this video I thought I would make a quick video just telling you guys how to keep your electric bike safe in San Francisco when you lock it up on the street. There's a couple pointers I can probably give you guys. So right here, if you look, I'm in the middle of downtown, and this is you know, in the middle of the financial district. But as you can also tell, it's very quiet, and there's also not a lot of people walking around, okay? So one thing to know is it's very, very easy for, you know, someone to come up and, you know, take a bike like this, especially like, you know, with vans like this. You know, it could easily be someone who, you know, has a white van or something, you know, that has some cutters, they steal a bike, they put it in the back of the van. This sort of thing happens, all right? So if you are, you know, locking up your bike for more than, I would say, 5 minutes, I would totally recommend that you take off the battery, all right? That you completely take off the battery and take the battery with you. This way, if someone is, you know, walking up and they have bolt cutters or something and they're trying to steal your bike, well, if there's no battery there, they might not want to take it as much, all right? Now, another thing I'd recommend to get a better lock, this here is a much thicker lock, and there's a lot of different bolt cutters out there. Usually bolt cutters that you can find at hardware stores, a lot of them won't open big enough to cut a lock like this, so that will give you extra security. On the flip side, if someone was using an angle grinder, they could easily cut this, but it would make a lot of noise. But in a place like here, in a neighborhood like here, if someone came out with an angle grinder on, it wouldn't really be too many people to, you know, to look around, you know. And if you hear an angle grinder, maybe people around here wouldn't even pay any attention, you know, especially if someone was walking by. Maybe if someone was walking by, they wouldn't even think that someone's stealing the bike. Maybe they think it's their bike, you know. So it's something else to throw out there. You know, if you're gonna leave your bike, you know, out for a little bit longer, you can do some things to make it less desirable. If you also, one thing I see people do every now and then, I'll see people use 3 locks. Some people say using 3 locks is overkill, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. These locks, I think these locks are about $130. So to get 3 of those would kind of get expensive. But what I normally see people do is they'll have like the more expensive lock locking up the frame, and then they'll have like the more expensive locks locking the wheels to like a post, or locking the wheels to the frame. It's something I see quite often. Maybe they'll, like, you know, take one of the locks and lock the wheel here, and then take another lock and lock the wheel there. But it's very, very you know, common to see. And rule of thumb, if you're going someplace and you know that you're going to be inside for a long time, see if you can, you know, bring your bike inside. Because if you're able to, you know, take your bike inside, that's going to be the safest. That's going to be the safest option. You know, if you have to leave it outside, you know, these are tips for if you have to leave it outside. But if you can bring it inside, take your bike inside. Especially there's a lot of stores now that will allow you to just take your bike like in the store as you're shopping. There's like, you know, I see people take their bike in Starbucks often now, Chipotle. You know, a lot of stores now will let you take your bike in. Even sometimes when I'm doing deliveries, certain buildings, I'll just take my bike inside the building, like with me, you know, to make the delivery. And, you know, just take it up to the elevator, take the bike up to the 29th floor, you know, drop the delivery off, and take the bike back downstairs. So that these are ways that you can, you know, keep your bike safe in San Francisco. Also, I would not recommend anyone to use a cable lock in the city. Every now and then I see people using cable locks, and you may wonder, like, how are people using like cable locks? They're the worst locks. Well, if you live in a place, like if you live outside the city, you may not even have a bike lock. You may just ride your bike like on the weekends. And you know, I hear this, you know, quite often. People say, you know, oh yeah, I didn't have a bike lock because I usually don't ride my bike in the city, you know, so I just, you know, grab this little cheapy lock I found in the garage. Don't use those cable locks. I mean, I've literally seen people break those cable locks with their hand. So you would not want to use a cable lock. Use a real lock. If you are out making deliveries, I would say use like, you know, a much thicker lock like this. Don't use a cheap lock on a, you know, $1,500 bike. Do not use a $20 lock, a $30 lock on a $1,500 bike. You need a more expensive lock on a $1,500 bike. You need, you know, at least a $100 lock, you know, $150, $200 lock. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Thought I would make a video talking about how to keep your bike safe in San Francisco. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll have some links in the description below for some different locks and different accessories. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, yo.